tell you after. Well, this doesn't matter because you're just gonna chop this off, so I can say some cancel shit right now.
Except now it's on. So
oh,
yeah.
kaboom!
No, don't say some cancel. Your timing is impeccable, guys. Your timing is friggin' impeccable. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the AIB Show. This is Amit.
Wow, and Dominic, this guy, the worst producer ever. Will you ever know a song I play?
I will never know. I mean, I doubt it.
Can you even tell who this is?
No, who's that?
Do you have a guess?
I'm thinking about people in the 90s, guys, so I'm definitely not thinking the right way. Right? I mean, that's got like a bone vibe to it, but it's not that, obviously. Who is that? Little somebody?
His baby mama's a Kardashian.
Yeah, that helps me out. Why? Like I know who that is. Was it
Travis Scott?
It's Travis Scott. Okay, see, I heard his name. Couldn't pick him out of a lineup, but I heard his name. And I figure, I mean, how many people's baby mamas are Kardashians? Like that means what to me?
True.
Right? That's like, yeah, that doesn't help the cause at all. He was the dude in Dallas who had the whole thing, right? It was South by, right? Was that what it was? And he had a thing because the whole there was a bunch of people who stormed the stage, yeah, and things went right. Was that South by Southwest? Was that what that was at?
No,
or was that just his concert? It was just his concert.
Yes,
got it. All right. Well, okay, yeah. So maybe one day I will know one of these songs, but I don't think it's gonna happen anytime soon.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll play it out that way. All right. Where do you want to start?
I'm going to start off light because I think I got some heavy stuff for the first time ever.
Okay. Let's go.
Did you know theme park, Six Flags, what the origin of the name?
The origin of the name Six Flags?
Yes.
No.
It's a theme park they used to have in Florida back in the 90s. I remember flying up from Jamaica to go to the water park. Six Flags Atlantis. I don't know if you ever went there. That was the
No, I don't remember going there. No,
but now they have, I think maybe across the country, Six Flags is like roller coasters and stuff.
Yeah. Used to go to New Jersey all the time.
Yeah. So Texas was part of 6 countries, essentially. You've got Mexico, it's controlled by Spain, it's controlled by France at one point. Of course, the Confederacy, the United States itself, and also it was Independence Republic of Texas. Hence, Six Flags. Never knew.
I didn't know Six Flags was a Texas brand till right now.
Never knew that.
Why'd you go down this rabbit hole?
Nerd.
No, but why did Six Flags even pop into your head? Like
I saw something about Six Flags. I dove into it and saw it.
When was the last time you've been to a Six Flags? When was the last time you've been on a roller coaster? Can you go on roller coasters? Are you that person? What is your affliction with roller coaster riding? I
shall vomit over everybody. It's a public nuisance. I want to. I want to. I'm not one of those people who are scared. Like I'm so annoyed with myself. I want to experience it. Like genuinely want to go.
Have you ever vomited on? Have you ever been there?
No, because on like Dumbo at Disney and stuff, I get nauseous. So I can't even put myself like the rides for 4-year-olds. So I can't put myself on the bigger ones.
Do your kids go on rides? Like you've been at theme parks with your kids?
Of course they do.
So they go with their mom and you just kind of hang out?
No, now they're old enough to go by themselves, thank God. Because we used to argue big time.
Okay. So now they'll go by themselves. You just kind of just hang off to the side.
Yeah. Like I wanted to Rip Ride Rocket at Universal and all them things, and the Hulk. And
you didn't do the Hulk either? Actually, no, you definitely can't do those. The roller coaster spinning around.
Never done
that. I didn't know you're so fragile. Look at this one.
I mean, I did Gravitron twice. You remember Gravitron?
Oh, I remember. We talked about that one actually on one of these episodes.
2 times in my life I've done it. Vomited both times.
But you got off the ride and then vomited. You didn't vomit while on the ride.
Yeah, no. The second time I held it in my mouth because it spins, and I was worried that again I would be vomiting on people. It was the nastiest experience of my life. I had to hold it in my mouth, got out, just poured it out. So disgusting.
I feel like there's probably a bunch of vomit right outside of that ride. By the way, it's probably like a designated area where most people like you just kind of do that, which is definitely gross. But I feel like that's like a thing.
I did do one that got me nauseous, but I made it because it's supposedly the longest roller coaster in the country. The new one at Universal, the Harry Potter one. It's like with a motorbike.
Uh-huh.
It's smooth. So it's not crazy. I did that. I got nauseous, did not vomit, and I'm like even I've done Snow White a couple times. I don't do it anymore. Again, I want to.
I mean, Snow White is what? Wow, Snow White is where you draw the line here.
Yeah.
This guy's like, I did this crazy ride, Snow White. Maybe heard of it. It's madness. Wow, dude. Just wow. All right. Okay. Interesting. Okay.
Speaking of white,
wow.
Two former Mississippi or Missouri? Shit, I'm not sure.
Continue,
Sheriff's deputies were sentenced to decades in prison. We may have talked about this last year.
No, I heard about this week
Goon
too.
Squad.
Yeah.
So Hunter Elward and Jeffrey Middleton were sentenced. They're part of this Goon Squad. Essentially, what they did. This is not hyperbole. It's not exaggeration. It's not conjecture. They admitted and pled guilty. Kicked down the door of a house. No search warrant or nothing. Kicked down the door. Admitted because there were black guys in there with a white girl. Not that they were like kidnapping the woman, assaulting or rape, just hanging out, right? Kicked down the door, immediately assaulted these individuals and sexually assaulted them also, and put a gun in one of their mouths and shot him. Like the guy has a scar down his neck where it came out his jaw and everything, right? Tortured these people. And did it to others as well. Part of the Goon Squad, and they were sentenced to one of them 20 years in jail, one of them I think 17 and a half years in prison, not jail, obviously, and 4 more are awaiting trial. And thankfully, there's some justice, but I don't even know if that's real justice. I mean, because I don't believe in the death penalty, and this isn't something somebody would warrant as the death penalty, but I don't know if people like this could ever be rehabilitated when you're this evil to do stuff like this for no reason whatsoever. You know, like there's nothing. Again, these people were just innocent people there. There was no mistaken identity, thinking these guys assaulted their mom or did this or killed someone. There was nothing like that. They never said, hey. They just did it. And they always did it to people. And it was commonplace. And they got caught. So I don't know, like, does prison fix them, so to say? Like, when you're that inherently evil, especially in a system like America, which doesn't seek to rehabilitate, right? It's just to incarcerate and punish. So recidivism, I finally got the word right. Recidivism.
I was gonna say, I was like, wow, well played. Wow. Well played.
Kaboom! Recidivism rate where you commit crimes again is so high in this country. So I don't know. It's
I don't think
what is just punishment for that? What is just punishment?
But that's the thing. What is just
like
punishment?
These people, these lives they're complete. Like mentally, these victims are just effed.
Yeah, but what is just punishment for anything, really?
So I mean, some things there's logical just punishment. Like the guy who we talked about last week who stole $20-something million from the Jacksonville Jaguars.
What was the just punishment? What was his punishment?
What did he get? Like 6.5 years or something? And again, I don't think he should have been. But why is I think he should be punished for being an idiot and continually stealing?
Yeah, but why is 6.5 just and not 5.5?
Not 5 or not 8?
Yeah, there is no such thing. Like, it's so arbitrary.
It definitely is arbitrary.
Yeah, so there's no such thing as a quote unquote
especially
just
the problem
punishment.
in this country where every state is different. But if you're not going by federal guidelines, you're going by state guidelines, where the same crime in different municipalities or different states could be.
Yeah, it's a huge different dynamic there. So no, I don't have the just punishment dynamic. But as we're talking about people kicking down doors, the new Roadhouse film apparently comes out. Not apparently, came out. I don't know when this is going to come out based on timing schedule, but came out on Thursday, the 21st of March.
It was like with the guy who died?
The guy who died is what you call it. You didn't remember the original Roadhouse? Patrick Swayze's son?
Yes, that youth. Yeah.
Did you ever see the movie?
No.
Yeah. Have you never saw the original Roadhouse? Did you ask me if I saw Dirty Dancing?
Yes.
This is your Patrick Swayze comparable film?
Well, I didn't see Dirty Dancing either.
You didn't see Dirty Dancing either?
No.
Have you seen any? Did you see Point Break?
Yeah, that's a surfing Keanu or something.
Brethren, if I could throw something through a screen, I would. How? Yeah, but you saw it though, yeah?
I feel like I saw pieces of it.
You've never seen Point Break?
I'm gonna watch it this weekend.
It's still amazing.
March Madness is on. No.
And what? Yeah, that is
Roadhouse. I don't even know what it's about.
I don't even know where to start here. Wow. So Roadhouse, the first one, which was it was one of these cult movies. It wasn't like an amazing box office, huge dynamic, but in essence, he's a bouncer at a bar in whatever part of the South. And he's brought in because the bar has got a big problem with those. And he comes in and he's the guy, they call him a cooler, I believe. And he comes in and he kind of sets the road, but he's very zen. So he practices Tai Chi and whatever. He doesn't want to fight unless he has to, right? But that's his thing. And yeah, he takes on whoever the town villain is, and and joy and pleasantry, come forth from that. So now the new Roadhouse is Jake Gyllenhaal playing that role, and the villain is what's his face? Oh my god, I'm drawing a blank his name right now. Big MMA guy, the Irish dude. Oh my god,
Conor McGregor.
thank you. Plays the villain. So in essence, Conor McGregor plays Conor McGregor, and Jake Gyllenhaal plays whoever he's supposed to be playing in this film. And there is even like a UFC tie-in where the character, Jake Gyllenhaal's character, is a former UFC fighter, and there even is a scene shot in an octagon at a real fight that they did a couple years ago or a year and a half ago, whatever it was. Like as a one of the early card dynamics, and people who were at the fight had no idea it was going to happen. It was all for the movie. So when he walks out, the crowd goes wild, which was obviously plays into the movie very well.
Pretty dope.
And it was pretty dope to do it that way.
Have a genuine.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that wasn't staged. It was that. I mean, it was staged from their perspective, but the crowd had no idea what was going on, which is pretty dope.
Somebody wrote on IG, Roadhouse is legendary.
Yes, everybody. That's somebody. The world knows Roadhouse is legendary.
The Roadhouse I know is the peanuts you throw on the floor at the restaurant.
That is not. First of all, that's Roadkill Grill, Roadhouse Grill. That is
Roadkill
not the same
Grill.
That place is trash.
Roadkill Grill.
Yeah, that's 117 and Sunset. That place is garbage.
Roadhouse, bro, not Road.
Right? No, I'm familiar. I'm just saying the place was trash. Yeah. Right? But that was a bad restaurant. This is the solid film. Be better, man. What is wrong with you? So that came out, right? So that came out on the 21st. So if you're watching this live on the,
it's
IG,
in your theater.
No, it came. So that's why. Okay, so I was finished my story. It was supposed to be in the theaters. There were some dynamic disputes. So the director was pissed. It premiered at South by Southwest last couple weeks ago. It's on Amazon Prime tonight. You can watch it at your household. But don't watch this one first. You got to watch the original to kind of see what this one's about. Although I don't. You're not going to watch either.
Yeah, I watched the original.
You got to watch Point Break first. Then you can get into Roadhouse. Okay, Point Break first.
Also, you know what's out? Have you watched X-Men 97?
So everybody's talking about this. I was going to ask you about this too. I see, not everybody. I'm seeing this all over the stuff. And no, it's like, I haven't watched it. Is it worth it? I know it's supposed to be nostalgic, but
I haven't. But did you watch every episode of the original?
Bridget, I was a kid, man. I was in Jamaica with no satellite dish. I don't think I caught every episode. I didn't have the wealth.
You were in Jamaica. You weren't a kid.
Yeah, but I didn't have the wealth for a satellite dish. Either way, I had somebody else. I had to go to somebody else's house who had access to foreign TV channels.
It's the greatest cartoon of all time.
Yeah, let's not go there. No,
I mean not. There's gargoyles.
There you go. Thank you.
Whatever.
Gargoyles and Batman or Trump with this.
I'm saying this could be up there.
I got to watch. I haven't watched it yet. So you're saying I should watch?
No, I don't know if this, but it's the remake. So I don't know if it does it justice.
I mean, I'm seeing so much stuff on it on IG.
What's the Mount Rushmore? Tell me if you agree with this Mount Rushmore. Oh shit! I got a top 6. I don't know what to knock out.
You got top 6?
Yeah, right, you got Batman.
Okay.
You got what did you say? Gargoyles, which most people don't know about. Probably the most underrated cartoon of all time.
They've been trying to make a movie about it forever, and they haven't been able to make it happen.
G.I. Joe, Transformers, and Life is Like a Hurricane. Here
I used to watch
Race Cars, Lasers.
I'm a big fan of Darkwing Duck. That part I watched a lot.
Well, Darkwing Duck isn't that. That's a spin-off.
No, sorry, that's DuckTales. Sorry, which I used to watch the movie of that too.
Yeah,
the DuckTales movie was awesome.
You throw in X-Men, that's 6. I don't know.
The different genres, though, but I guess
G.I. Joe's got to come out.
Because G.I. Joe was one of the first ones for kids that even had like a long story arc. Yes. Right? Like there was an overall story arc of what was going on and stuff like that. It wasn't just like ad hoc random solving crime situations.
Like Mask.
Mask was dope, but Mask, I don't remember.
Thundercats. I don't know how to
Thundercats was dope.
I don't know what to knock out the top 5.
But if you realize none of those, all the ones you're mentioning there are like 1980 something and 1990 something, right? Like nothing in like the past 20 some odd years that I can speak to that was awesome, which is crazy. Like literally, I don't think I can talk about any of these things. And I watch all that stuff, but I don't know. Again, but I don't even have Saturday morning cartoons anymore.
I don't know if they have, like, it's a thing.
But I literally, what did I just say? I literally said I don't think they have Saturday
No,
Saturday
that's
Morning
not what you
Cartoons
said.
anymore.
That is
What did I
not what
say?
you said.
What did I
I don't
say?
think I have something. You
No,
said something.
they have.
I'm
Why would I
like,
say I have?
I don't know, because I don't know. You had some kind of mental lapse. I'm telling you, we're gonna
Really?
rewind and say this. Yes, I'm
You
telling
man, if you're in your cars or listening to this, hit rewind a little bit and see if Dominic made a mistake or I made a mistake. So that's happening. Game of Thrones released 2 trailers for the upcoming season. Well, not Game of Thrones specifically, but House of Dragon. Did you see the first season?
Yeah, not bad.
The
Game
dragons
of
were kind
Thrones
of cheese tricks.
Game of Thrones much better, but not
Yeah,
bad.
but the dragons were cheese tricks. They skimped on the CGI and it was apparent. But now they released 2 trailers that came out yesterday again on the 21st or whatever. One House Green, one House Black. So in essence, depending on who you want to root for now, it's part of the trailer dynamic because now families are going after each other, right? So who do you like? And in essence, who do you ride with? But the trailers look dope. The show looks dope, but it's not out till June, so you got some time. But there's that, yeah. So you got a little bit of time going into that. So that's coming out later on. That's supposed to be pretty dope, but that's later on. And lastly, on the film and TV stuff, did you ever watch the Netflix stuff, the QB show that Netflix had? I think Patrick Mahomes was in
loved it. I didn't. It's all right.
So I didn't watch it. I don't really plan on watching it. But now they apparently couldn't get more QBs to do it for other seasons, so they pivoted. Now it's receivers.
Oh, that's gonna be good.
See, all right. See,
any idea who they got?
I do not know who the receivers are yet, but they ordered the receivers.
Are the most interesting characters in the league. That's gonna be good.
See, I'm still not gonna watch it, but you tell me. It depends. I mean, if you have somebody like if you got like Antonio Brown, who's not in the league, that'd have been fun for me, right? You can have Tyreek. That's kind of interesting, but he's all over the place too. But I don't know who you would like. Who's fun who's a fun receiver? Do tight ends count? By the way, they're talking about all receivers. We're just wideouts. Like, who are we going with this?
It's gonna be good.
All right, let's take your word for it. Take your word for it. I'm not really gonna watch it.
You had last year. You had oh my god, I can't remember his name. The quarterback for the Vikings. He's now the quarterback for the Falcons. Anyway, oh my god, he had made by the time the show was on, he had made like $150 million already. But he was driving like an old minivan. He looked like his house was like a middle school house, and like it looked like a middle school person in Jersey would have. It was hilarious. Hilarious.
Okay. I did not know that.
I can't think of his name. Damn it.
All right. What else you got? I got a bunch of stuff, but
6 middle school students in Massachusetts were charged for, you heard about this?
No, I didn't.
Having an online slave auction.
Whoa. I didn't even know
students in their school. Obviously, these students were white students on Snapchat bidding on their black classmates and threatening things, what they do to them when they own them and things of that nature. So various suspensions. The largest one, I think, was up to 45 days. 2 of the kids were actually, I believe, charged some kind of crime. It's just, I don't know. Again, I'm more mad about the stupidity than the actual action, because humans suck. You're gonna always have shitty people, but the lack of foresight, the lack of common sense, the lack of intellectual wherewithal to realize or to not realize that you're going to get caught on social media having slave auctions.
I don't even know, how old are these kids?
High school.
But how is this even
15 to 18?
Right? Is this even part of
and your... then when they hit the news that they got in trouble, students at the school spray painted N-word all over the place, like upset that these guys got in trouble. It's crazy. Like, again, just idiots. It boggles my mind, and it pisses me off more than the action, because the action itself, I'm just kind of, I don't know if it's because I'm sensitized or desensitized to this stuff, or just used to it.
No,
the people are idiots. The people are racist. It is what it is. But to do this stuff and just be idiots like that, I don't get it. What's just punishment there? I don't know.
There is, yes. Again, I don't know the answer to that question. I don't think there is an answer to that question. But interesting enough, yeah, that's okay. That's an interesting one. Here is, I got 2 other things for you real quick. So one is, So Dell, like you don't work from an office. You don't have to go into the office, etc. frequently, right?
Two
There's
different
no
things.
what?
I do work from an office.
Okay, how often do you have to go to your office?
I never have to go.
That's my point. So you don't work from an office. You choose to if you want to. You have an office available for you if you choose to utilize it, but you're not mandated to be in said office.
Correct.
Ever.
Correct.
If you were to leave the state, it wouldn't matter.
I mean, I guess, yeah. Occasionally you have to go in for like a meeting, but yeah.
Okay. So Dell, I don't know if you heard about this. So Dell gives its employees the return to office ultimatum. All right. So starting in May, the company will no longer consider remote employees eligible for promotion. So in essence, if you want to fade away in the sunset and kind of just do you and be you for a minute, hang out at home. But if you want to get promoted and progress in the company, you got to get back to the office. Which is a really aggressive move, by the way. Really aggressive move, and kicks it in May. Huh?
Is it an aggressive move?
It is, because what has happened is, so there are two things that have happened, right? When COVID went down, everybody kind of scattered, right? People scattered to various states, et cetera, for a variety of reasons, right? Personal, family, wealth, this, that, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Companies also found ways to utilize talent from a variety of places that they previously wouldn't have sought out. So they changed a lot of ways they're doing things to find talent from places. Before, if you wanted to work for Dell, you got to move to Texas, or if you wanted to work for whatever, you got to move to, or you got to find people in that local pool, right? You couldn't get great talent in Arkansas because there was no office there, kind of thing. And COVID kind of made it possible to find amazing talent, work with amazing talent outside of your locale, right? Now, some companies pivoted, were able to utilize this to their benefit, and some companies couldn't. Now, the other part of that too, some companies spent a lot of money developing, or not developing, but investing in huge swaths of real estate, right? Campuses, for lack of a better word, right? And now you're at the point where, okay, I've had these campuses, but it's too robust. And now who's footing these bills right now? So now I need people back in the office so I can foot these bills, right? Now the question becomes,
it's not about who fits the bills. It's more like justifying the bills.
Valid. The bill has been paid, right? But now I got to justify it. I need people in the office to justify the cost, right? And that's where it gets interesting. So I don't know what's going to happen here, right? And one of the things is one source at Dell said its remote teams are overwhelmingly women, leading to concerns this policy can disproportionately impact female employees. For one thing, the mandate will force remote employees who want to accept a promotion to work in person is an approved office, even if that means moving, right? Like you got to kind of come in and make that happen. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out for them. And it kicks in May. So I just found that as a corporate mandate to be a very interesting thing to pull out right now. The other thing that I found interesting, I should ask you this question.
But just to clarify, especially interesting for people who, because they had a remote job, actually moved.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You literally moved because you're allowed to move by the company, and that same company's like, hey, you can't move anymore. But you've now set up roots wherever you may have set up roots at, and now you got to come back at your cost, by the way, because you got to come back to the office that they set up. We were like, hey, but you told me I could go, and now you're telling me I can't go. So now you're going back on your word, and so we got some problems now, right? Now, again, the world was different. Nobody knew what was going on, but this is where it's going to get interesting to see how this plays out. Now, many companies instituted to go back to work policy, right? On average, majority of companies are doing like a 3-day work from office situation. And so it's, generally speaking, it's like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays, people in the office, and Monday, Friday are pretty quiet on average around the majority of the country. But yeah, I'm curious to see how this plays out for this stuff. It just could get very interesting as well. All right. So this is an interesting one from Elon. So Elon,
I got some for Elon too.
Okay, you go your Elon first.
I don't know. Sorry if you want me to.
Go.
So we actually neglected to talk about this, but he's still on a rant. He can't get over DEI stuff.
Yes,
he just can't. Right.
Uh-huh.
And he's very similar to Trump. I'm realizing.
Yeah.
Narcissistic little bitch. Takes no accountability for anything. Blames other people.
I mean, as much good as he's done, it's as much bad as he's doing as well. Like he's done some good stuff. Like I can't discount that. And then he's done so much stuff that I just can't stand by either. So that's why it's a weird thing. Like I don't support him because of a lot of things he's doing.
So he keeps talking about DEI stuff and anti-DEI. So a couple months ago, I forgot to talk about this. Someone tweeted this: the average IQ of USAF pilots, I assume U.S. Air Force, I don't know,
Yes,
is about 120. And the figures I've seen for major airline pilots range from 115 to 130.
Mm-hmm.
By contrast, the mean, that's already the issue. We're comparing average to, right? The mean IQ of grads from two of those United Airline HBCU partners, right? Partner schools that go with United Airlines is about 85 to 90 based on the average SATs at those schools. So they're taking SAT scores, average SAT scores, converting that to an IQ test,
Yeah.
and saying that to put this in context, the HBCU IQ averages are within 10 points of the threshold for what is considered borderline intellectual impairment, while the pilot's IQ averages are within 10 points of what is considered intellectually gifted. Elon says, it'll take an airplane crashing and killing hundreds of people for them to change this crazy policy of DEI. One, any DEI policy to get women or pilots there does not lower their standards, right? You still have to go to all the schooling, all the flight, all the tests. The same baseline is across the board for everybody. It's not lowered. Also, though, the HBCU pilots that were hired could literally be the two smartest pilots in America. Because that tweet, and then Elon is talking about averages and means of things. It doesn't talk about specific ones.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. All of them got hired, and that's not the case.
They could literally be the two smartest people in the country.
No,
this is how absurd this is.
So, but this, and so now, so there's a couple things, right? He's got Starlink, right, which everybody wants for internet and stuff like that. Even in Jamaica and stuff like that. The thing is, Starlink is the internet one, right?
Yes.
Right. So people have that stuff. So now the next thing what Starlink wants to do is he wants to work on getting, in essence, bringing vision to the blind, right? But people who never had sight. So I don't know how that plays differently for people who had sight and lost sight. But either way, that's the next goal that he has for this company. Now, again, cool. I think that's dope, right? Now, do I think him doing it is dope? Not so much. But do I think it's dope to pursue that? Yeah. But and remember the person who implanted the chip in their head?
No.
Via his company. So there's somebody who implanted a chip in their head via his company. In essence, they're trying to get people who were paralyzed to be able to, do things outside of their normal function or inability to function due to paralysis. And this allows, so they implanted a gentleman. He was able to move a cursor on a screen or whatever and do stuff with that while having conversation about what he was thinking, what he was doing. Obviously, no wires, it's just a chip implanted. So, which is again really dope, right? This is the first person to test it out and stuff like that. So I'm like, yo, that's pretty crazy. So there's positives that are there, but all the negatives he does kind of just takes me away from the positives, right? And I don't know, like it just bothers me. Like I don't know where I stand. I'm like, I love that you're putting money and effort into creating and solving these problems. And then I loathe like even internet and stuff like that. Totally about it, right? Global internet, awesome, with you. But then I loathe the things that you generally believe, right? Which is, and they're counterproductive. I don't know how one supports the other. Like, I don't get it, right? And it just it bothers me to many levels. So yeah, that was something that got me, and I was trying to figure that out, and I didn't know how to manage that thought process, how to manage my expectations in there.
Did you see clips of the interview with Don Lemon?
A little bit, yeah. I didn't see much of him. Like he did. I was at an event in Miami.
X hired Don Lemon. Lemon? What is it?
You're right, Lemon
to be part of the platform. And then he interviewed him and they terminated him.
Yeah.
Because they didn't like the questions yet and the way he did it. But he acted like a little petulant bitch. Like he got all defensive and like just, oh my God.
Hold up, but
here's my thing in life. Own your shit. That's it.
Yeah, but if I owned the place that you were speaking and I don't like you, I can get rid of you because I own it. I literally have owned the stuff.
Yes, but just own what you say and believe, and don't get all.
Yeah, but people are. Yeah, I mean that's easier to say than do. But I feel you there, right? That's a very simplistic way to put it, but I feel you there. Last three things. One is, what are your thoughts on people getting implants or organs from pigs? pigs that were engineered to create organs for humans in the situation they needed, which is a thing.
I
You didn't
honestly
know
have
that?
no idea.
Okay.
No. What I mean is this for life-saving purposes? Is
Yeah.
this? I
No,
mean, if
I'm
they
talking
don't
like
get
organs.
this,
I
they
need a liver
die.
transplant. Yeah, I need like a transplant. I need
Then
an
I
organ
guess my
transplant.
simple answer is yes. If there's no other alternative.
Well, I mean, organ donor lists are like, generally speaking, you don't have to know specific, but generally speaking, getting an organ isn't I need a liver, there's a liver, we're good to go. Like, it's not, these
Right.
things take months, years. Sometimes you never get one, right? Finding the right one that fits,
Are you an organ
blood
donor?
types, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I am. Yeah. I mean, burn my body in with it, I care. Somebody else use it. They're pretty awesome organs. Might as well somebody benefit from it. But so this man
Blade is
gets,
pretty small too.
I'd say all the organs. Man gets first ever kidney transplant from a pig. A 62-year-old man with end-stage kidney disease successfully received a kidney from a genetically engineered pig at a Boston hospital last weekend. Now, they're literally
What do you mean a genetically engineered pig?
That's my point. They're genetically engineered. Remember, again, blood types have to match. This has to match. All things have to match in order for you to get an organ that fits you, right? So there are pig farms, that are genetically engineered pigs whose sole purpose is organ donation.
What about
Now
bacon?
again, sole purpose is organ donation. Period. So what happens there now is there are people coming out on the other side saying, this is cruelty to animals and you shouldn't have this for just the pigs. And then there are people on the opposing side going, hold up, but we have pigs that we literally breed to just eat their bacon.
I was going to say that. Right,
So if I'm going to eat the food versus use the food, like, where am I going here? Like, what's the dynamic? So you apparently have no moral opposition. So you would receive an organ if you needed it from pig or any other source.
Selfishly, yes, but I made a decision, funny enough, this week to only eat if I'm a restaurant. They may not know and they may lie to me, but at home only buy free range eggs.
Okay. Well done.
I used to
I don't know what you want from me there, Doug.
Used to always buy cage free. I'm doing my part. They're not in a cage. I did not realize that's the biggest foolishness in America. Marketing scheme. Yeah. They can literally be in like a 1 square foot range, right? Or stick their head out and they're not in a cage. By definition, you could be in a cage and have more freedom. Yeah. These chickens in a cage than cage free, right? So
you're still gonna eat the chicken and the eggs regardless.
Yeah, cage free.
You just want them to enjoy the life.
Free range.
Free range, right?
Yeah, it's like I always say, hunters, those who hunt and eat, I think have much better standing than us. We're supporting the system that tortures animals. They're literally hunting animals that have lived free, good life.
But I think what's happening too is,
and then they eat what they kill, versus us that are eating from a supermarket. I think is much worse what we do, because we're supporting a business that literally tortures these animals.
But I think it's changing over time too, because now people literally advertise, to your point, the healthy components of the way they're raised healthy, the non-torturous ways that they're raising their animals, right?
But also arguably healthier ways of which they're raising.
No, my point is, you get a better tasting product
and disease and antibiotics.
Everybody wins. The animal has a better situation. Yes. You have a better situation. Everybody wins.
One shot, one kill. The animal just dies like that. Other than that, it lives a good life.
Yes, that's the thing, right?
And they're being eaten.
So now my point is, now you're marketing to that, which is a good thing, right? Now you have that market going, hey, we don't have to do what's been done, meaning we get to experience all the cool, like the animals get to live a good life, right, as best as possible, and then we get to eat the benefits of that joyous life, so to speak, right? So there's the world is changing that way in an interesting direction.
We used to talk about things like this with low-income neighborhoods, black and brown neighborhoods, with kind of like the zoning. Right, all the industrial warehouses would go there and stuff like. Same with a lot of these farms, and these nasty farms are in black and brown rural areas.
Yeah,
where they're spraying feces, like in the air to fertilize the crops and take care of the animals, and it's getting the system and in the air for the people who live around them. It's always black, brown, and or poor people. Always. It's America.
So let me ask you one question on the way out. I heard this actually on a podcast earlier this week on the why am I drawing a blank on the name of the podcast, which I listen to literally all the time because it's awesome. The morning brew. Here's the question. Would you rather travel 50 years into the past?
Would I what?
Would you rather travel 50 years into the past?
He said.
Receive $100 million or travel 50 years into the future?
And not receive anything?
Again, would you rather travel 50 years in the past, receive $100 million, or travel 50 years in the future?
Do I have to live there?
Yeah, you're traveling back. You can't. It's not going coming. You're not just going on a tour, guy.
I'm gonna be
You're going
annoying.
back.
What about my family, my friends? What's going on?
Let's say your friends would be fine with you gone. Your family probably the same. Leave them some money, call it a day. I don't know. What would you do? Is $100 million, in essence, is the $100 million? I think it comes down to a financial question. Is $100 million today worth more than you going in the past and making probably more than that because you know what's going to happen in the next 50 years, right? To make your fortune and then some, well surpass $100 million.
But the problem is, if I go in the future, all I'm taking is the money I have now.
If you go in the future, yeah, that's just you take what you got now. Now, the other part of the future is you have no what the future looks like. The future, right? It ain't Back to the Future, right? It could be, dystopian in many, many ways.
I guess I'm going to the past. I'm gonna miss a lot of stuff, features I've become accustomed to.
Yeah, okay, that's it, right? Ain't no cell phone and texting around willy-nilly, not doing any podcasts out there. But you can start the podcast. You can call it a Domcast for all I care.
I could literally change the world for good of people.
I mean, right? Really.
And my future,
you become like Elon, offspring. And you become egotistical, and you wouldn't change it for good, but for dominance.
My future offspring. I guess the past.
I mean, hell, you could go to the past and create new offspring, and if we'd be older than your current offspring, all the dynamics would be crazy. So their uncles would be their brothers. It'd be a very weird situation for you and your family.
Who's choosing the future?
I don't know.
What are you choosing?
I would think I'd just take $100 million right now and call it a day. I can just chill and enjoy what I know now.
What do you mean now? You mean the past?
$100 million is now. $100 million. Go to the past. $100 million stay today, or go to the future.
Oh
yes. What are you not hearing? Am I not? These are comments.
No, I thought. Okay, then
you're not going to pass with $100 million. Bro, what I could do that in the past? Are you kidding me?
How is this even a question? You stay now for $100 million.
Yes.
Who's choosing the past?
If you go to the past, you could make well more than that.
Oh, because you know the future. Okay, do I need more than 100?
I don't know. This hence the question.
No, it's got to be like 5 or 1 million now, or 5 million now. The 100. I mean, no one's choosing the past.
Okay, so if I give you 5 million now, would you go to the past?
No.
You just what's the number? Is there a number that would make you say in the future versus going to the past?
No. I'm staying now. Give me my money. I don't care if it's $5,000. Give me something. I'm staying here.
So
I'm sure you agree.
No, I'm not. Again, $100 million, even $100 million now, right? I can turn that into some more money now. I don't have to go to the past. Again, I'm taking risks. I don't know what's going on.
I couldn't even lose that much money in my life.
I mean, again, I'm going to be fine.
Yeah, why would I? What?
Right?
The only way somebody chooses that is if they start getting technical and they want to see an event, experience it, or a loved one who's gone, right? That's the only way someone goes in the past. Other than that, why are you going in the past?
To be the father. Again, if your ego is strong enough, you get to be the creator of almost everything. You get to go to Billy Gates.
I don't care about it.
And be like, yo, Billy Gates, I'm going to loan you a couple G's up front, man. I believe in you. And you're going to go over to Steve Jobs and do the same thing. And you'd, in essence, be uber baller, and you'd be the oracle of everything, right? You'd, in essence, be the oracle before the oracle of Omaha, right? You go right there to Warren Buffett and be like, look, man, I like what you're doing. Here's some cash. Like, you would be that person, right? Yeah. So, but you're not about that life.
No.
All right. Then that's it. That takes care of the questions for the day.
Kaboom.
Take it easy, everybody.
Check us out on IG. Share the content on IG. Share it to your friends. Tell them about the AIB show featuring Amit and me.